So I wanted to do a video on why specifically I like cheap locomotives, but not only cheap, lifelike locomotives. Now this one's been converted. I got this a few years ago from a train show when I was a really little boy. So um, it's been converted to a non-powered unit, so it's an NPU. It runs freely, as you can tell, and how I've done that is I've taken these bottom pieces off with the motors. There is one pancake motor, I think, in the back. I'm not too sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, whoever knows out there. Yeah, so anyways, I took them off, took the gears out that would connect to these main axles here that have the other gears on it, and now they're free rolling. How long have I had this locomotive? Like I said, I've had it for quite a while. It's an F40PH, Union Pacific, which I don't believe ever operated F40PHs, at least to my knowledge. But I just ordered one off eBay that is a powered unit. Unfortunately, these ones are super rare to come by. The Canadian National one, I know they made a Canadian National LifeLike F40PH because I've seen them on eBay. And I was trying to find one, and I was like, well, my luck here is overdrawn, I guess. So, I ended up going with another UP locomotive, F40PH. Another one that's kind of hard to find is the Rock Island version. Those two seem to be kind of hard to find. But, yeah, so, I almost ordered a Burlington Northern one, but I didn't, because all those ones are kind of rare too. They were, every time I see one, they're about 95 to 100 bucks. I'm like, seriously, for an old LifeLike F40PH, you're gonna ask that much? So I didn't even bother. But this one did have some writing. I just took it off. My brother wrote EMD on it, because that's the maker of this. Still has a horn hook couplers. It needs some railings in the back. I might buy some metal ones and just throw them in the back. Horn hook couplers. Plow is broken at the front, so I could probably use some re-gluing or CA glue or super glue or whatever. But yeah, so I'm excited to get that new F40 that I bought. I have a lot of other stuff coming too as well, so stay tuned for that. A lot of it's European, because I like European and all of it mainly, not just one field like of North American locomotives. So yeah, the reason why I like LifeLike stuff is they're cheap, they're easy, and they're easy to service. That's for one thing. I can't tell you how many of these I've torn apart, such as this project here, this GP9 high hood, I think. No. Maybe it's a Jeep 38 high hood. I don't know. But you see I've added some handrails to it. This was a LifeLike 2, which I really did like these that came in a set. This one came in a set that my grandma got me. But, yeah, and I just want to make sure that everything's still running on the layout. Now, I do know these things are notorious for having traction tires break, which is why I have a whole package somewhere down here, somewhere right here, that I bought of traction tires, so that should be good. And I really like this F7 here because it is so nice. This is a Walters F7B inherited unit. Super nice runner. This is like the nicest one I've ever had running. It's just awesome on how smooth it is. And it has an LED light, headlight, and some wiper detail. Oh, I guess it doesn't show on the front. It only shows on the... Oh, it might have a Doppler light too. Yeah, so anyways, and I have some Hot Wheels over here. I'm a big VW guy, so I have quite a few, and there's some Volvos. My brother's got a Volvo, but I have a diesel Golf Mark IV Volkswagen, so I kind of collect some stuff like that, like this old Caddy, this Mark I Golf GTI, which is super cool. I might add them to the layout. The one that I wish would say DL, which was the diesel version of this car, which was a Volvo, but it's not. So, but anyways, yeah, I'm just super pumped to get some more videos pumped out here. I am gonna probably touch up these trucks because they are super just faded with paint. They're probably not painted the best in the factory, but one can only be so sure. But I mean, I think the slowest I can get this F7 is to, that's how slow I can get it. That's the slowest it'll go. Oh, and it stopped. Here it goes. Yeah, I still got to get this one switched out. Unfortunately, my solder work wasn't good enough. So, that's okay. Buffer stop. Alright. Anyways, that's the main reason why I like these old LifeLikes. Does have some paint, so I'm probably going to touch that up here actually with a Q-tip. Easiest way to get it off is some rubbing alcohol. Doesn't matter what percent. It just has to be rubbing alcohol, and then you just go along the areas that have been, oh yeah, that have been damaged up kind of. And I'll show you, I just took it off. That's all the paint. But there it is, it was on there in that corner and now it's off. So, yeah, I just really like these old LifeLikes. And this one's super light now. But I've had this one for years. I think my brother actually bought it because he wanted to try and get in the model railroading and he never did, but that's okay. So, I did take the traction tires off this one, so unfortunately, I mean, it still runs fairly decent. Yeah, I'm not going to complain. But, and how I came about this video was I was actually looking for a via rail, just like a regular old P42 DC, and I found an Athearn, I think it's an Athearn Blue Box that's custom painted in the new colors, and I almost bought it, but then I realized it was for bid, so I added that plug hole right there, by the way. But yeah, so I mean, I'm happy with the F40 though. That's why I like cheap stuff. If you're wondering how much I paid for this recent F40 that I just bought today, I paid a whopping $32. It's a little out of budget, but so are my European trains. You kind of have to spend more to get European trains. So yeah. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.